Hello, hello, hello. Woo! Happy Monday. Happy Monday, a Monday night motivation. The very first one, just getting logged on live right now, both on Facebook and also on Instagram here. Hi, you guys. Wow, so many of you popping on already. Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Let me know where you are from. I see Alejandra, beautiful. Hello, hello, Merida. Hello, Limitless Kathy. Hello. I see Sherry Salata in the house. Oh my goodness, Sherry Salata in the house. Hi guys, how are you? Very first Monday night motivation ever. I'm so excited that you are here. Thank you so much for joining me. And we are live right here on Instagram, then also into my Facebook community. So I think 3 of the communities are hopping on live right now as well. And so many of you guys have been sending me messages. We've been talking back and forth about how there is such a need right now coming out of this hard season, right? I think the past 15 months have been so hard on so many of us. And I've been reading your stories and just sharing so much together on how we all kind of need just a boost of inspiration and of joy and of belief, right, in ourselves. So many of us have been dimming our own light the past 15 months, and it has been hard. Let's just keep it real. It's been really hard on a lot of people. And I think that Monday is really going to be a space live together right here. So 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern, where, the idea is really just we come together and talk about all things inspiration, motivation, all things about how do we really go forward on this journey of learning to really believe in ourselves, learning to hear our own intuition, our own knowing. How do we learn how to trust ourselves, right? It's like it's one thing to get to that point where we actually hear ourselves, where we actually hear our own gut. But then how do you trust yourself? And that's a whole other step. So I am just so excited, so honored to share in community with you guys. Wow, there's thousands of you. So we have Facebook Live right now as well as Instagram. And this is going to be a really special time. I'm going to try to keep these to about 30 minutes, 30, 45 max. There's going to be a lot of giveaways. And I'm going to be doing some surprise guests, right? So let's just start by sharing, where are you from? Where are you coming in live from? Type in the comments below. We're going to be doing lots of giveaways, and just want to encourage you guys to share also in the comments. And the more you share, the more likely you are to get picked for some pretty amazing prizes. I see Beaverton, Oregon, San Diego, California, New York City. I hear, oh, I love the squirrel. That's it. Thank you. I love the squirrel too. A lot of you guys, if you have read Believe It, you probably know who the fearless squirrel is. Maybe it's your alter ego already. So thank you for that. Hi from Malaysia, Jacksonville in the house. Hello. Indonesia, the Bay Area, Westchester, Malvern. Woo. Okay. I'm not going to give it up right now, but I see some people in the book, people that you've read about in Believe It, if you've read Believe It yet. Some of them are in the house right now. I'm seeing them pop on. And I'm really excited. So thank you guys so much for hopping on here. And, just to give you a little bit of info. So thank you, whether you are on one of the Facebook communities right now that's live with us, or Instagram. There's a few thousand of you all on together. This is really special. I think a lot of you have been sharing with me that you really need hope and inspiration, and that's really what this is all about. And this is going to be just a boost of positivity and joy. Also, a lot of self-reflection. So, Believe It has been out now into this world for a little over 5 weeks now. And one of the things we're going to be doing on Monday in these Monday night motivations is talking through some of the most important lessons from the book and how to implement them into your real life. And these are really lessons around, how do you go from underestimated to unstoppable, right? And this could be unstoppable in your joy, unstoppable in your faith, unstoppable in your belief in yourself. And a lot of times, we've had other people underestimate us, but most often, And even more so, we're the ones underestimating ourselves, right? And I think that so often we're the ones that let self-doubt talk ourselves out of our own truth and out of ever becoming that person that we know we're born to be. So we're going to go on a journey together, every Monday of talking through some of the lessons. And, I want to just say, if you've not grabbed, so I know not all of you have read the book, and that's okay. If you haven't read Believe It, you are still welcome here. Come on in. Come on in. It's going to be a big love fest with lots of amazing guests coming on and lots of great giveaways and lessons for everybody. And if you have read Believe It, and some of you guys are doing your own book clubs, y'all are all welcome here. This is going to be just a really fun compliment on top of your book club. But no matter where you're at, whether you've read the book or not, if you go to BelieveIt.com, I wrote this. A lot of times authors will write a study guide and you usually buy it on Amazon. I wanted to do it for free because I wanted, whether someone reads the book or not, maybe they can't even afford the book, I want everyone to get as much out of it as they can. So this is I wrote this 95-page, let me show it, 95-page study guide, and it's really not about me. This is a 95-page guide that's really all about you. It's really all about you and questions for you on your own journey of learning how to hear your own gut and trust it, learning how to believe in yourself, how to go maybe from doubting you're enough to knowing you're enough. So if you have not downloaded this yet, it's free. You just go right to BelieveIt.com and you can print it out. And a lot of you guys are sending me your photos of your printouts of the guide. And then some of you are just following along on this on your screen. So definitely grab this. And but we're going to talk through this. So every single Monday live, we're going to pull some of the lessons from here. And this really, you guys, is if you're looking to just ignite your own light again, break through some of those things holding you back, I really encourage you. I believe every one of us is our own best teachers. So I am so excited. I'm going to bring some really amazing guests on live on these Mondays, and they're going to be so inspiring. They're people that inspire me every day. And it's great because I hope we all learn from each other. But I believe in this journey, when it comes to truly believing in yourself, I think we are all our own greatest teachers. And so I'm going to take you through tonight in this 30 minutes or so, just some of my favorite lessons from chapter 1 and 2. And there are 18 chapters in Believe It. But I really encourage you then to take this guide and to do the work on your own. And some of you will just have a few minutes to do it. And some of you might want to spend several hours in the next week, right? So I just want to encourage you because you will be able to get a ton out of this. The more you put into it, the more you'll get out of it. So I'm going to talk you through some of the favorite lessons from chapter 1 and 2. And then also we're going to do some fun giveaways. And this is just going to be a beautiful night of motivation. It'll be about 30 minutes or so, some fun giveaways. I want to say hello to everyone who's joining us on Instagram and Facebook. There's a few thousand of us all together, which is amazing and beautiful. And we're all just coming together with a beautiful heart and a beautiful spirit. So thank you. Thank you for investing in you. By the way, if you've hopped on live, you probably have this feeling inside of you that you know you're special. You know you're special. You know you're worth investing the time in. You know that you have maybe even more inside of you to become or give or serve or create or ideate or offer the world. So if that's you, I hope that you love this. And no matter where you live in the world, I know you guys are saying all over, I just want to welcome you no matter how you pray, or who you love, or how you vote, or where you're from. You are welcome here. You belong here. And Jackie, who's in chapter 6, you'll read about her if you haven't already. I saw her pop on live. She has a sign outside of her house that I literally cry every time I see this, you guys. The sign says, "Come as you are, stay as long as you'd like. You belong here." And I'm like, that's literally my whole message for these lives, for this group. Come as you are, stay as long as you'd like. You belong here. So I want to kick this off talking through a few lessons, and then we're going to go through a giveaway, and I'm going to do just a brief, maybe 2-minute gratitude meditation at the end, and some really, really fun giveaways. So big hello to a few thousand of you, Facebook, 3 Facebook groups and Instagram Live. You are part of Monday Night Motivation and Believe It Book Club. We are all here together, and I am going to kick this off with one question, okay? I want you to ask yourself this question right now. There is no right or wrong answer, only you know the real answer, and I just want you to think about this for a minute. What would you do if you fully believed in you? Like, what would you do? Like, fully, what would you do if you fully believed in you? Right? And you may not know that answer right now, but I want you to really think about that in the next week. And maybe it's something as simple as like, oh, I would start raising my hand in the meeting because I know the answer. Or, oh, I would start offering my ideas at work. Or, oh, I'd freaking strut that bikini. Or, I really want you to think about this. How would your life be different? And what would you do if you fully believed in you? And it's a really big question. Sounds simple. It's a really, really big question. And I want you to think about that question today. And as we kick off Monday Night Motivation, as we kick off talking through some of the lessons from this book, it's a real personal question, you guys, but it is a question that affects your whole life. It's a question that affects the people you love, your family, everything. What would you do if you fully believed in you? And if you did, how would your relationships be different? How would it feel when you looked in the mirror? Right? Maybe you'd see everything right instead of the things we think are wrong. Like, how would it feel in your next Zoom meeting that you're already dreading anyways with all these people? But if you fully believed in you, what would you say? How would you behave? What would you offer? What would you create? What would you do if you fully believed in you? That's what we're going to set the intention of today, and that big question that I just want you to think about between now and next Monday Live. Okay. So we're going to dive in, and I'm not going to go through, this is 95 pages, y'all. So these lives would be like 2 to 3 hours if I were to talk through every question, which is why I really want you to download this and go through it on your own, because these are really deep questions that give you a lot of time to really kind of peel back the layers. And they're lessons I've learned that had I learned them years earlier, would have saved myself so much self-doubt, would have saved myself so many nights crying myself to sleep, right? They're lessons I learned on how I went from Denny's waitress to starting an idea in my living room with close to no money. How did I build that idea after 3 years and hundreds of no's into a $1 billion company? All the lessons I've learned along the way. This is really a guide on how in your own life you can do things like break through self-doubt and body doubt and God doubt and other people's opinions. So, all right, here we go. Starting on page 5, right? I'm going to just pick a few of these lessons in the next few pages to talk through, because I want to keep these lives, because I know a lot of you guys are carving out time from your life to be part of this. So thank you so much. And we got some giveaways to get to. We got some giveaways and some fun stuff to get to. So on page 5, this is a really important question that I want you to really spend some time on when you can. And it's really just an exercise on 1 through 10 on how strongly do you believe in you and that you are enough exactly as you are? And it's really a question on 1 through 10. And then this takes you through what's holding you back, right? What's holding you back from fully believing you're enough and you're worthy exactly as you are? It's a really deep question. When you start to do the work at this level, right, it sets up all of these other questions. And then as we dive into chapter 1, there's a few more questions here, and this is from the intro, right? Chapter 1 is all about this idea that when your intuition talks to you, believe it, right? There's a quote down here, that thing you call intuition, it's your soul, you can trust it. And this really takes you through a few exercises on where you're at in your life right now in terms of hearing your own gut. right? And hearing your own intuition. A few minutes before I hopped on live with you, I was just doing a live show or a podcast with Vivica A. Fox. And first time I met her, and we were talking about this idea of intuition and knowing, right? And how she's developed her career over 30 years and hundreds of rejections as well, probably thousands for her. But when you are able to really hear your own intuition and then trust it, your whole life changes, right? And the first thing I just want to ask you guys on the topic of intuition, right, is to just start the awareness, because we're going to talk a lot in these next Mondays on how to hear your gut, how to really learn to hear yourself and then trust yourself, right? So for now, I just want you to think for a few minutes on when's the last time, and maybe some of you, maybe share with it in the chat, share in the chat if this is you, or just where you're at with this. When's the last time you felt your own intuition and made the decision to trust it, and what happened? And similarly, when's the last time like other people were telling you something and you're like, I just have this feeling to do something different, but maybe you ignored yourself and you went with what they were saying to do. And then what happened, right? Share in the chat right now if there's times where you've really felt that feeling like, oh, I'm not in the right job, or something's off with this friendship, or I'm not in the right relationship. And maybe you trusted yourself, or maybe you ignored that feeling, right? When we start to think back on those times in our lives, that's how we start to build our muscle of intuition stronger over time. And intuition is a muscle, right? And it's a lifelong journey of building that muscle, learning to hear it, learning to trust it. So I just want to start off with that. And then one more thing I want to talk about from chapter 1 is, okay, a lot of you guys have been emailing me, DMing me, sharing some of your goals, your hopes, your biggest dreams. And one thing I want to share is we hear so many people talking about your why, right? So many of you have heard of businesses that maybe they put a mission statement on the wall as their reason for existing, or their why. You hear a lot of thought leaders talking about why. When you get this study guide, and we're on page 8 of it, this talks about how not just when you're a company, but when you're a person, I think that so many people make the mistake of having a goal or a hope, right? Maybe you have a health goal, or you have a goal in your job or your relationships or your love life, or a goal as a parent, or whatever it might be, right? A goal for yourself. But then we stop at that. Sometimes you write it in a goal setting journal, and then you stop. And what ends up happening is most people don't follow through with their goals. Those goals never come to fruition. And one thing I talk about, and I really want you and challenge you to do this work with as much time as you have, is I believe every person, just like you, just like me, for every goal that we have, right? You could start by just picking one goal in your life. I want you to think about something really important to you right now. One goal. Don't just write it out in a goal setting journal. Don't just stick it on your mirror, right? I want you to attach a why to that goal. A why that is so deep and so meaningful, it's going to keep you going on the days where you're like, I'm out, I'm ready to give up, right? And you got to peel back the layers. So the first thing I want you to do, it's going to be homework for this week, y'all, if you have time. And if you don't have time, it's okay. It's okay. But if you have time, I want you to pick one goal in your life, and I want you to write out a why for it. And then I want you to peel back the layers on that why and go deeper to the why beneath the why. Here's what I mean by that. When I launched It Cosmetics, a lot of you know I have rosacea, and I could have said my why is to create a product that finally works for skin like mine. But that why wouldn't have been bigger than myself, right? And on the years and years of rejection and setbacks, I don't think that why would have been strong enough for me to keep going. I could have said, oh, I want to, help so many other people just like me. And that would have been a really good why, because at least that's bigger than myself. But here's what I did, and I did a lot of things wrong. And for those of you that have read Believe It, I talk about all the mistakes I made too. So many mistakes. But one of the things I did right early on, and I want to share this with you because a lot of you are entrepreneurs, or you're creators, or you have personal goals or health goals, and you're struggling and be like, why do I keep falling off? Or why am I not projecting forward? This is so important, you guys. Early on, I did this work where I was like, okay, I need to peel back the layers on why I'm doing this and go so deep that it matters to me. So instead of just having a why that was like, I want to help so many other people like me with skin problems, I realized creating my business that my whole life I'd seen these images and commercials and in magazines that, as a little girl, they always looked so beautiful, but they always made me feel like I wasn't enough, right? So now as an adult woman and having skin problems and not being able to find makeup, yes, I wanted to create products that work for me. Yes, I wanted to help other people as well, but I went deeper. I'm like, you know what? I don't just want to create great products. I want to shift culture in the beauty industry. If I can get this company off the ground, I want to use women of all different ages, shapes, sizes, skin tones, skin challenges. I want to shift the definition of beauty in the beauty industry for every little girl out there who's about to see those images and start doubting herself. And every grown person who still does. It was a deep why. Does that make sense? That came from this pain point in my life, a deep pain, right? Where then what I didn't realize is, I'm going to launch this business and for 3 years, everyone's going to tell me no. For 3 years, they're going to say, that'll never work. We don't want you in our stores. I was literally told people won't buy makeup unless you use models that no one can ever possibly look like. And I was like, it was the most defeating rejection after rejection after rejection. But guess what? I had done the work on that deep why. So every time I got knocked down, I cried myself to sleep. I didn't know how my business was going to make it. All of those things. Yes, self-doubt would get big and other people's opinions would get loud. But I learned how to turn the volume down on all of those, which we're going to go into on one of the Monday night motivations. How do we turn down the volume on self-doubt, on other people's opinions? We're going to go there. But I learned how to do that and how to turn up the volume on my own intuition, on my faith, on my why, because it mattered so much to me. So because these lives are only going to be about 30 to 45 minutes, I'm going to just literally skim over this, but I want you to I wanted to explain the reason behind the questions you're going to see on page 8 that I really want you to do yourself. And this is huge, y'all. If you can spend the time doing this for yourself, I promise you, it's life-changing. I promise you, it's one thing that will change everything. And your goal might be to write the first page of your story. Your goal might be to post a selfie online, right? Your goal might be to wear shorts this year. Your goal might be to quit your job fearlessly, right? I don't know what your goal, but pick one goal and really do that work of peeling back the layers on the why, beneath the why. And when you think you got it, go deeper. When you think you got it, challenge yourself and go deeper and go deeper and go deeper. Because when you have that clarity, and that clarity has to be bigger than yourself. It has to be something bigger than yourself, and it has to be something that's really deep and personal to you, right? Huge. When you get that, that is something that you can lean on that will help sustain you when things aren't always going perfect. Okay. I want to go way slower than I'm going. There's so much good stuff in here, you guys. It's 95 pages, and I wrote it because you guys know I'm donating 100% of the proceeds from the book, from Believe It, to Feeding America and Together Rising. We passed 2.5 million meals donated, $250,000 to Together Rising. But this is free, the 95-page guide. So please download it when you have time. And this talks about body image and beauty. And this really goes into intuition, And we have some giveaways that I need to get to and lots of stuff. And there's one more thing I want to talk about labels. So I'm going to go a little fast through this page. But on page 13 of the action plan, this is something I want you to spend a lot of time on if you are blessed to have some time to do this work, because this really is a tool that starts setting you up to begin to hear your own intuition, trust yourself, right? And then start to think, what's not in alignment in your life right now with your intuition. And this takes you through things like your head, your heart, other people's opinions, trolls on social media, and you start coworkers, you start going through this journey of starting to just become aware, right? Aware. Because our goal by the end of chapter 18 is to really learn to hear yourself, to trust yourself, to believe in yourself, to know you're enough, to become the person you're born to be. Those are big goals, but they all start with learning how to believe it. And that's what we're going to do. So chapter 2, and one big thing I want to talk about. So believe that where you come from doesn't determine where you're going. An anonymous quote, you didn't come this far to only come this far. So the next big point I want to talk about, and then we're going to do some giveaways. And this is flying. Monday Night Motivation is flying. I want to say thank you. There are thousands of you on right now in the Facebook communities and on Instagram. And I just want to say thank you for spending your Monday with me. We're going to do this every Monday, and to take you through the whole book, and we're going to have some fun guests. We're going to have giveaways. We're going to do giveaways coming up in just a minute. But someone, and it might be you, might need to hear this tonight. And we're on page 15 of the action plan. How many of you have a label stuck on you right now that it's time to remove? How many of you have a label that maybe someone said to you growing up? Maybe it was your family. Maybe it was someone that you loved. Maybe it was a friend. Maybe it was someone in the playground. Maybe it was a teacher. Maybe it was a coworker. Maybe it was a boss. Said something to you. It became a label. You let it stick. You let it take root. And then you let it hold you back. Right? So a lot of people, and I talk about this and believe it, a lot of people see me as like, oh, Denny's Waitress builds billion-dollar company, and they know I worked 100-hour weeks forever. When I was in high school, like, you know, in the yearbook, how you get voted things, I always thought like, oh, I want to be voted most likely to succeed, or I don't know, funniest, or right? No, I got voted biggest procrastinator in high school. I was like devastated. And the thing was, it was actually true. It was actually true. I went through a really tough season in high school where I just didn't turn my schoolwork in on all the things. And it's in the yearbook, biggest procrastinator. And it literally, like, I was so ashamed of it for so long, embarrassed by it. And I had a big epiphany in life, right? Because so many people put labels on us. And sometimes they're true and sometimes they're not true. But we get to decide if we let labels take root. We get to decide if we believe those labels. And what I realize is, oh, they're not permanent. They're not made with super glue. Like, they're like Post-it notes. You can remove them right off. So some of you, okay, and in the rest of chapter 2 in the study guide, and there's a lot of sections in here. If you're just hopping on, and there's a few thousand of you live right now on Facebook and Instagram, if you're just hopping on, there are so many sections in here that give you time and space to start really thinking this through. But a lot of you have messaged me about this, saying that someone said something to you once and you let it take root and you started to believe it, right? And when you realize it, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I am a grown adult. I can literally remove that label. I can decide not to believe it. I can decide it's not true. And maybe someone said, you know, you weren't smart enough, or you didn't come from the right family. Or, I mean, you guys know, if you've read Believe It, some of the things said to me that, you know, your body's not right. No one will buy makeup from someone who looks like you. You're not the right fit for us or for our stores. I don't believe your product will ever be successful here. I don't believe you'll ever be able to change the beauty industry. I mean, the things that have been said, right? I have learned to not let them take root. And I've also learned how to remove past labels. So I don't know who needs to hear this tonight in our groups, and the few thousand of you that are on Facebook and also on Instagram. We're all live together. Maybe you have a label. Something someone said to you, and you made the decision to believe it. And it's time to remove that label from your life. Maybe it's something that has just become a cage in your own mind. And maybe it's that your body wasn't this or that enough. Maybe it's that you're not beautiful enough or smart enough, or who knows, right? And by the way, sometimes it's the labels that we give ourselves. Sometimes there's labels we stick on ourselves, and it's time to remove them. And I have a bunch of giveaways coming up, but I'm going to read one paragraph for you from Believe It, because I just feel like someone needs to hear this tonight. And if you have the book and you want to follow along, I am going to start right on page 41 because tonight we're going through chapter 1 and 2. So this is just about a paragraph long, but I'm going to read it to you right now. And it's at the bottom of 41 when I talk about that I had to make this decision to not allow these labels to take root or to stick to me and take root in my mind. In life, we aren't who people say we are. We're who we believe we are. We don't have to accept the labels that other people put on us. We're also not our family, for better or worse, or our past mistakes. We're not a nickname someone gave us or a regrettable incident we miscalculated. It's easy to carry around old labels and mistake them for permanent ones, but they come with a light posted adhesive, so don't let yourself believe they're attached with super glue. They're removable. And sure, sometimes there's truth to those hurtful labels like procrastination was for me at that time, but we have the power to shake off old labels and make new choices as we grow. We can change our minds and change our decisions about who we are and how we show up for ourselves, for others, and for the world at any moment going forward. Where we come from doesn't have to determine who we are or where we're going in the future. I just want to read that one more time. When I was waitressing in Denny's, which I love, by the way, and I would do it all over again, and I go back there for my birthday many years. But I knew inside of me I had more to give. I had more, right? And I just want to read this last sentence. Where we come from doesn't have to determine who we are or where we're going in the future. Want to share that because you'll know if that's for you. You'll know if there's something that someone said to you once and it's time to remove that label. And maybe it's something you said to yourself. Maybe your whole life you said, oh, I'm not smart enough, or I'm not qualified, or I don't have what it takes, which when you really, really think about it, you know that's a lie, right? And maybe it's time to remove that old label. So we are going to do some really fun giveaways, and I just want to say thank you too. There's a few thousand people right now on Facebook. We have 3 Facebook communities. We have our Becoming Unstoppable event. If you guys were at the Becoming Unstoppable event, there was 217,000 people live. It was wild, and a lot of you guys are in one of the Facebook groups called Becoming Unstoppable, which is a really fun group, by the way. For those of you on Facebook and on Instagram, if you ever go to Facebook and search Jamie Kern Lima, you'll see Becoming Unstoppable come up. Really fun group to join. It's usually where I share a lot of things first. And then also here on Instagram, those of you on Facebook right now, there's a few thousand of you on Facebook. When you hop over to Instagram, I try to do really fun things on both. So there's a big giveaway going on. 5 signed books we're giving away. And if you look on my Instagram, it was the post from the day before yesterday. You can still post on there. And then we're going to announce the winners by tomorrow on my Instagram page, which is at Jamie Kern Lima. And so lots of fun giveaways on both. So if you're someone that likes free stuff, I love free stuff. I always feel like if you can eat it, the calories don't count when it's free. I love some free stuff. And if you love giveaways, I love to do different ones on Facebook and on Instagram. Yes, I see someone on Instagram right now. Kay Clark Redden says, I love the Unstoppable group. Yes, it is really fun, the Unstoppable family. Lots of giveaways here on Instagram too and on Facebook. So, okay, a couple things. And then I just want to do really a 2-minute gratitude meditation. So I popped in here live last week by surprise, and we actually it was like a 20-minute gratitude meditation. I've never seen a reaction like that to anything I've ever done. And so I decided for these Monday night motivations, we'll do a little mini version, just do a 2-minute version or so, because I think we're all so busy and we're all so distracted, and there's so much going on in the world right now. And sometimes it just feels nice to just fill our soul with gratitude and to just to feel where our feet are. And so we'll do that for a couple minutes And then we're going to do a bunch of giveaways. So what I want to ask you right now is just to share in the comments. And we are going to, the whole Believe It team is on these lives, both on Instagram and Facebook right now. And we are going to give away, and I'm going to announce this at the very end after our meditation. So everyone who's been commenting this whole time, you are already entered. And they're going to pick some winners at random. And then what I'd love to do is to also just ask you if you wouldn't mind sharing one thing that you would do if you fully believed in you. Like one thing you would do if you fully believed in you. And one guest you'd love to see me bring live in our Monday night motivations. Those two things. So a lot of you were part of my live event. And I had 19 friends show up live. For those of you that were part of Becoming Unstoppable, we had 19 people, 19 speakers on the day. It was amazing. It was incredible. They're people who I turn to for inspiration and motivation, and it was amazing. But now we're doing something really fun, right? We're doing our Monday night motivations together. And I see there's a few thousand of you right now on Facebook. And then also we have a bunch of you live on Instagram as well. And so share in the comments one thing you would do if you fully believed in you. And then one person you would love to see come on one of these lives with us together as a group, because I'm going to start asking my friends. They're so great too. So let me know in the comments. And right now we're going to give away a $50 Target gift card. We're going to give away we were in Target. I was in Target signing books. The other day I went into every independent bookstore that had a book in stock all around LA. We were in Florida doing this. I was in the Target crying on the floor the first time I saw the book there, and we bought a bunch of gift cards. So we're going to give those away. Target gift card, $50 Target gift card. Also the Believe It coffee mug. Those of you who know me know you can't buy this or anything else. I'm not selling anything on any of my sites, and no plans to. I literally just want to show up and be in community with you guys and serve and inspire. And so you can't buy, a lot of you want to buy this book mug because I drink out of it every single, you can't buy it, but we're going to give one of these away. We're going to do Target gift card. I'm going to do a signed copy of Believe It, the book. And then I'm going to give also away right now live a $250 package of IT Cosmetics. $250. So 4 giveaways right now. 4 giveaways, and you're already entered if you commented. And we're going to announce them in just about the next couple minutes. We're going to do a quick gratitude meditation, and I'm going to announce the winners of those giveaways. And every week we'll have lots of fun surprises and lots of fun giveaways as well. So a few thousand of you live on Facebook right now, and then also on Instagram. And all you need to do is, if you've commented already, then you're already entered. The Believe It team is going to pick 5 people or 4 people at random. And I'm going to announce who won live here. So there'll be no confusion. I'm going to announce it. They're going to hand me a paper in a few minutes. But in the next 2 minutes, I just want to take a moment. And I think these moments are really, really important. And I am just going to spend the next 2 minutes and guide you through a gratitude. You can call it a prayer or a meditation or a mantra. And I think that as we go through life, the more that I read your stories and your DMs, and just as you share parts of your journey with me, the one thing I realize is we can all be so busy. We can all be so stressed out. There's so much going on in our families and our homes with COVID, with the pandemic, with what's going on with our jobs, with the news, with politics. It's just been such a wild last 15 months. And as my friend Glennon Doyle says, we can do hard things. And now is a season where so many of you, and I hear you, and it's why I'm doing these lives, so many of you have said you've been dimming your light now, and you've realized it. Some of you have forgotten you have a light inside of you at all, and you are ready to find that light again, to ignite your light again, and to shine it brightly. And now's the time, right? So let's just take 2 minutes, and then we're going to announce a bunch of winners, which is so fun. I just want to invite you to take a deep breath wherever you're at. If you got to go lock yourself in the closet and tell the kids you'll be out in a minute, do that. But just take a deep breath from wherever you're at right now. And just feel the air as it enters your lungs. And when you exhale, feel the air coming out. I just want to invite you to close your eyes. And just right now, with your eyes closed, feel where your feet are. Just for a moment. Are your feet literally inside socks? And what do the socks feel like? Are your feet barefoot, like I am right now, touching a rug or the ground? Just feel where your feet are at. And take another deep breath. And as you exhale, I just want to invite you to put your hands on your heart. You can put one hand or both hands. And just take a moment and feel your heart beating. And take a moment and say thank you to your heart. Thank you for beating for you, like it's showing up for you right now. And it's always shown up for you. Even on days where maybe you don't even feel like you deserve it, it always shows up for you. And it's showing up for you right now in this moment. And just take a moment and feel gratitude for your heart. Thank it for beating for you right now, for filling you with love on the days you need it to fill with love, for beating fast on days when you're, adrenaline's pumping through your body. And for still showing up with you, even on the days when it might be broken or sad. Just thank your heart for beating for you, for being there through you, for all the times, the tough times, the ups, the downs. And just fill your body right now with gratitude. You can start in your heart and just feel gratitude filling your body down through your stomach, down through your seat, all the way through your legs, out through your toes. And sometimes it's nice just to wiggle your toes wherever you're at. And just feel thanks and gratitude if you are able to wiggle your toes, that you can. And feel gratitude starting from your heart and shooting all the way through your arms and out to your fingers, all the way up through your head. Gratitude for being alive. Gratitude for everything you've gone through to get to where you are right now. For the scars you have to prove it. For the strength you've built because of it. And for the blessing you have right now of being alive. Of being able to spend these moments in community, thinking about how you can truly step in to the person you are, to the person you're born to be, and how you can continue to ignite your own light. Imagine a light in your soul right now, igniting and then shining into the world. And just say thank you one more time for your heart. Even at this moment, it's still showing up for you right now. Take in a deep breath and exhale gratitude that you're alive into this world. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. I want to say thank you. My team's about to hand me a list of a bunch of winners for the giveaways. I want to say thank you to each one of you for showing up for Monday Night Motivation. Please download your study guide, 95-page action plan on Believe It. A lot of you guys have been asking about the audiobook too, and if you're brand new here and just popping up live, so you may not know this, but the publisher just let me give away, it's an hour, 23 minutes of the audio for free. The whole thing's 9.5 hours. I read it myself. But if you want to check out the audiobook too, sometimes it's fun to hear both, but it's free if you want to check it out on believeit.com/audio. You can listen to the introduction and the whole first chapter. It's actually an hour, 23 minutes of the 9.5 hour book. So that's there. And then the study guides for free as well. And I am so excited. I try to read as many of your comments during our live, but I go back and I read them all after. So thank you for sharing all your comments. Thank you guys so much. By the way, we, Believe It is now on the New York Times bestseller list between the weekly and the business monthly. It's on the New York Times list week 5 in a row right now. And amazing. And thank you for spreading the word. All of us know someone who we believe in who just needs to ignite their belief in themselves again. And if you know someone the book can serve, and if they can't afford the book, please give them yours. Because really, as you know, I'm donating 100% of the proceeds. I'm literally just doing this because I think when we all come together, when we share the stories behind the stories, when we really share all the hard stuff most people would be embarrassed to share. If you've read this book, you know I share a lot of things people would be embarrassed to share. But I believe when we share those things, that's how we all feel less alone. And it's how we all feel like, oh, this rejection wasn't just personal to me, right? It's how we all feel more enough. It's how we all rise together. So please spread the word. Help me spread the word about Believe It. If you know someone that could really use a boost of overcoming self-doubt and overcoming even God doubt and body doubt, all the things are in there. So thank you for that. And okay, let me reach over and grab. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to list these. And here's the thing, really quick, you guys. If you win, I'm just about to read the list of everyone who just won a prize. Also, if I don't read your name, make sure, I know there's a few thousand of you on Facebook right now. When you hop over to Instagram, there's a big giveaway for 5 signed books as well. It's 2 posts ago. So the post, not yesterday, but the day before, it has the New York Times list on it, and we're giving away 5 signed copies there, and you can still enter through midnight tonight. So go hop over there too. Okay, if I announce your name as one of the winners, please email us the email is contact@believeit.com. Send an email to us at contact@believeit.com, and we are going to get your gift in the mail right away. So contact@believeit.com. And I have Yvonne Rivera. Yvonne Rivera is winning a Believe It coffee mug. Good for coffee, good for wine, good for all the things. Believe It coffee mug. Yvonne Rivera, the proud owner. Okay. We have Joseph Damiano, $50 Target gift card. $50 Target gift card, Joseph Damiano. This is great. We have so many people in here. Okay, then we have a signed copy of Believe It, Bonnie Freeman, signed copy of Believe It. So again, if you won, we also have a $250 package of IT Cosmetics. We're going to be doing fun giveaways every week, by the way. If you won, make sure that you email contact@believeit.com and just put in the subject, I won, and let us know your name and which package that you won. And then we have, $250 package of IT Cosmetics. Let me see how I pronounce this. Petruzziello. Okay, Eva Petruzziello, $250 package. Thank you. $250 package of IT Cosmetics. So if you won, please email contact@believeit.com. We'll get your prize out there right away. And I just want to say thank you guys so much. If you are on Instagram and you're on Facebook as well, go check out our Becoming Unstoppable group because we do lots of fun stuff there. I usually will announce there first when I'm speaking at an event or when there's a big thing coming up. And similarly, there's a few thousand of you on Facebook that are live with us right now. For the few thousand of you on Facebook, if you haven't been on my Instagram page, which is @Jamie Kern Lima, amazing community. amazing community there too. So just want to say thank you guys. Happy Monday night motivation. And I am excited for you to spend and invest as much time as you can in yourself in the Believe It Action Plan, 95 pages, really, really good stuff. And I just want to say I love you so much. Thank you for doing this with me. And send me your feedback on everything too. I'm excited to read which guests you want me to bring on live as well. It's just going to be a big love fest on Mondays. And I also just want to share with you, because I know some of you are sensitive to this, but I will never be selling anything on here. It's just literally going to be pure inspiration, pure joy, pure coming together, talking about all the things. And of course, some fun, amazing guests and some great giveaways. And just want to say thank you for doing community with you. Thank you for being part of the first ever Monday night motivation / Believe It book club. I will see you back here next Monday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And I love you.